Action! Cut. Good. Pretty good. Ready? Lance Gilbert's done a great job on the stunts.
It was great to work with. I mean, we met, we talked about the fight, we talked about his ideas of what he would like to see in it, you know, and then it was for me to listen, take notes, go out, rehearse, come back, show him. He really let me do my part, and then he would come in and do his performance part, you know. And so I thought it was a great teamwork between the two of us, and it just worked out really well. And it kept for a smooth shoot throughout the whole thing, you know, with the amount of work that we had to do. He knew exactly what he wanted. Testing. We just kept going back and forth with the two stunt girls and rehearsing the whole thing out, you know, and then coming up with just other ideas and other variations of the fight to make it go to different parts of the house. Because at first, the original script, it moved around the house a lot more than we actually shot it. And the amount that they wanted it to move around the house originally in script form was just too much for the time allotted to film it. So we kind of had to tone it down a little bit. And action.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, here we go. We did look at the way that women really do fight. And there's a lot of slapping and hair pulling and rolling around on the ground. And it's not that entertaining. There's a bit more sort of choreographic work in this that actually opens it out and makes it a little more entertaining.
I wanted to try to keep it just as raw and just girls just scratching and fighting and grabbing hair and mashing each other and just, you know, screaming and, you know, just all of that. And we kind of would rehearse and block everything out to make everybody feel as comfortable and get the mechanics of everything working and the timing of everything working. Then we'd go ahead and go for picture. Duck and help yourself get that way a little bit for her. Okay. Right?
Both Beyonce and Ali have really pulled out all the stops on the fight, and they were absolutely fantastic. It's almost entirely them that we're seeing on screen.
We designed it in a way to where we could shoot it master style with the doubles, with the two stunt girls doing their thing. And then we did a lot of stuff where it would be one actress is fighting over the shoulder of our double or vice versa, and did a lot of stuff like that. Then you'd get into some close detail stuff where it would be actress versus actress. But a lot of the time, I would say the majority of the time, it was mainly actress over a stunt double. Beyonce, to me, I mean, she is such a quick study, such a quick learner, and you can tell just her training with doing videos and dance and choreography and all of that kind of stuff. You can tell that she just knows how to pick up, you know, a 10, 20, 15 beat dance. And, you know, and I tried to, when I was working with her, I just tried to relate everything that we were doing movie fight style to dance. She was great, and she took to everything so fast and so well, and was intense with it, you know, and it showed.
This was the first time I did a big fight scene in the film, which I was really excited about because it's kind of similar to choreography, but it was very difficult. Keeping the energy up for hours and hours. I really did my own stunts, basically, and I was in heels. That was actually Clint's idea. He's like, I want you to be fierce in those heels.
I didn't think about that at first. I was like, you know, hey, what's the wardrobe? What are they wearing? And then once we started rehearsing it, I talked to, you know, Angela Merle, who doubled Beyonce, and was like, hey, why don't we go get, you know, let's go get her shoes and stuff like that, because I'm sure it's going to make everything change that we're rehearsing here in tennis shoes and Levi's on pads, you know, so let's go ahead and get the shoes and see what we need to do so that we can try to make, you know, Beyonce as comfortable as possible.
On top of doing the choreography for the stunts, you have to still be in the scene and you have to have your performance as an actor.
She's used to wearing big shoes and can dance and kick and spin and flip and, you know, and run and do all kinds of crazy things on that dance floor with those kinds of shoes. So for her, she was fine. It was more for Angela to have a, you know, a purpose-built shoe for her for some certain things, just where she had a little bit more stability. With the action, everything's so wide, you really wouldn't notice it. But then there were some times where we did close-up stuff where we needed the real shoe to be photographed only, basically, and so Angela would have to wear both. So when she headbutts you, it's not that. That's more Allie's character. You know, I mean, she's wearing virtually nothing. I mean, she has, you know, a long football jersey on, and that was it. I got to make sure that they're protected and, you know, and keep it safe, yet, you know, put them in jeopardy, make them feel, you know, like they're going to be dying and doing all of that. The biggest challenge was just keeping Allie protected, because she had nothing, you know, and she's just crawling around on, you know, raw wood floors, not hardwood polished floors. She worked hard, tried hard, and came across really good.
I really enjoy doing stunts. You know, we do as much as we can until production pulls you out, or until I get hit in the nose, or until I have too many bruises and I don't want to do it anymore.
Poor Heather, the stunt girl, she would come to me the next day and she'd go, hey, look at my knees. And I'm like looking at her knees and they're just, I mean, they're hammered, they're bruised and beat up. And I was like, oh, you poor thing. She's like, no, it's good, it's good. You know, she had such a great spirit about it.
My view of a fight like this is it's a bit like dancing. When you see a couple dancing in a movie, it's always narrative. And it's the same when you see people fighting. The most important aspect of it is that you're getting the sense of who they are and what they want out of the sort of violent exchange between the two of them. I thought that this piece of the movie, the climax of the fight, should have its own 3-act structure.
Beyonce comes home, realizes that someone's in her house. So she starts to sneak around, the suspense, you know, moving up, Allie back on bed, doing her thing. Then there's the reveal.
Did you not get my message?
And now it's just pure, you know, woman, you're crazy. I'm getting you out of my house. I don't care if you're walking out, but somehow you're getting out, whether I drag you or whatever. And then, you know, once she's into the roof, then there's that whole drama scene now between them. We played it a few different ways there, just for the editor to play with and for Steve to play with, just to see how they wanted that tone to play, you know. So eventually then Allie falls, hits the chandelier, bounces off the chandelier, is just able to grab a hold, you know, just trying to hang on for dear life, and she ultimately slips and falls down through a glass table, and then the chandelier finished her off. My whole thing was like, I want Steve to see the act. So we basically built a like-for-like set. And when she's hanging from the chandelier, we would then lift it up much higher and closer to the ceiling, so that now when we're down there, her feet aren't, you know, only 4 feet off the ground. It was great, because I think it really helped him also really be able to visualize all the shots, especially during the engagement of how he was going to tie in Allie to Beyonce when they were up in the attic and she fell through, and how they were going to do all of that coverage. So I thought it was good teamwork on both my part and his part to work together like that to make it a smooth transition into filming.
Sorry.
In this case, the bad gal, which is Lisa, has to really look like she's going to win. Beyonce has to be in jeopardy, and we have to push that to the max. I mean, to a certain extent, we want the catharsis that Beyonce gets to kick Allie's ass. But there are times when it looks like Allie's going to overwhelm her, which is what we want. We hope that we've got the audience on the edge of their seats as much as possible.
Allie is incredible. I knew she was amazing, but the first day I worked with her, I was just like, wow, I'm really surrounded with some of the best. During the fight scenes, she gave me so much to work with, and we just had fun. It's great when you're on a film and you're not afraid to do something silly and you can just really go for it.
She just gets it. She's such a professional from the moment we met. She's incredibly dedicated to her work, and you can see it in this movie. She kind of gives it all. She gives everything she's got, and that is, essential. Especially in a movie like this. We laughed through the fight scene.
I trusted her and she trusted me, and I think that's why the fight scene is great. We weren't afraid to go there.
No one wants to see a psycho loony bin, tear a good home apart. Especially a home with, a good, honest working husband and a family man and all of that, and then all of a sudden for some psycho queen to take the home away? No way. Beyonce did good. She dropped her just at the right time.
Didn't I tell you not to come to my house?